Hey there. You ever wondered how laser printers work? Me either, but you're gonna learn. What is a laser printer? A laser printer is a printer linked to a computer, producing printed material by using a laser to form a pattern of electrostatically charged dots on a light-sensitive drum, which attract toner or dry ink powder. The toner is transferred to a piece of paper and fixed by a heating process. History of laser printers. The first laser printers had been developed in the late 1960s by Gary Starkweather of Xerox, who based his work on the photocopiers that had made Xerox such a successful corporation. That's Gary Starkweather right there, in case it wasn't obvious enough. History of laser printers Part 2. By the mid-1970s, Xerox was producing a commercial laser printer, a modified photocopier with images drawn by a laser, called the Dover, which could knock off about 60 pages a minute, or 1 per second, and sold for the stupendous sum of $300,000. By the late 1970s, big computer companies, including IBM, Hewlett-Packard, and Canon, were competing to develop affordable laser printers, though the machines they came up with were roughly 2 to 3 times bigger than modern ones, about the same size as very large photocopiers. How a laser printer works. Millions of bytes or characters of data streamed into the printer from your computer. Electronic circuit in the printer, effectively a small computer in its own right, figures out how to print this data so it looks correct on the page. The electronic circuit activates the corona wire. This is a high voltage wire that gives a static electric charge to anything nearby. The corona wire charges up the photoreceptor drum so the drum gains a positive charge spread uniformly across its surface. At the same time, the circuit activates the laser to make it draw the image of the page onto the drum. The laser beam doesn't actually move. It bounces off a moving mirror that scans it over the drum. When the laser beam hits the drum, it erases the positive charge that was there, creates an area of negative charge instead. Gradually, an image of the entire page builds up on the drum. Where the page should be white, there are areas with a positive charge. Where the page should be black, there are areas of negative charge. An ink roller touching the photoreceptor drum coats it with tiny particles of powdered ink or toner. The toner has been given a positive electrical charge, so it sticks to the parts of the photoreceptor drum that have a negative charge. Remember that the opposite electrical charge is attracted in the same way that opposite poles of a magnet attract. No ink is attracted to the parts of the drum that have a positive charge. An inked image of the page builds up on the drum. A sheet of paper from a hopper on the other side of the printer feeds upward toward the drum. As it moves along, the paper is given a strong positive electrical charge by another corona wire. When the paper moves near the drum, its positive charge attracts the negatively charged toner particles away from the drum. The image is transferred from the drum onto the paper, but for the moment, the toner particles are just resting lightly on the paper's surface. The inked paper passes through 2 hot rollers, or the fuser unit. The heat and pressure from the rollers fuse the toner particles permanently onto the fibers of the paper. The printout emerges from the other side of the copier. Thanks to the fuser unit, the paper is still warm. It's literally hot off the press. I apologize for that horrible pun. The end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, maybe, if you want. I don't care. If you don't, it's fine. It's your choice. I don't know how to... I can't control your life. Later.